Steve's Horse Show is talking about dogs in relation to the upcoming events we have, which is 4th of July. Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Steve's Horse Show. But today, if you don't have a dog, you will not be very interested in this show. Today, Steve's Horse Show is talking about dogs in relation to the upcoming events we have, which is 4th of July. Angel Soriano. Angel, introduce yourself to the audience.
Angel Soriano. Is that good enough?
Tell us what you do. Tell us what you do.
We own a company by the name of K9 University over on Northwest Expressway, which is the
our neighbor.
Part. Yeah, neighbors. Northwest part of town. And we do everything from puppy classes all the way through severe behaviors and personal protection, search dogs, all that kind of good stuff. So.
4th of July is right around the corner, and we just moved out of one of the wettest months of Oklahoma history. Talking about either thunderstorms like you talked about and 4th of July, these loud noises and stuff like that, we're about to go into a season where if you live out in the country, you know, even outside of July 4th, you're going to have fireworks, you know, throughout the evening time. How can you get your dog either used to that or trained to accept that?
Yeah, that's a tall item ticket when you say train them to accept it, because some dogs will and some dogs won't, right?
Okay.
If the anxiety is that high, or if this dog has had a bad experience, period. So,
gotcha. So
many different tips on this, and I'll start right off the bat, and I'll try to summarize it a lot shorter than my list. Like, do you have 45 minutes to discuss?
That's up to the audience.
yeah, they'll probably tune it off. Forget this.
And 45 minutes. Have a good day.
I'm done listening to this guy.
See ya. Half of them just exit out.
Everybody left now. So I'll start right off the bat by saying...
me and you through this marathon.
So this is a lot easier, isn't it? Bring out the beer. Step one, don't be a dork, okay? The bottom line is prepare. Just know that most people know their dog has an issue. I know she has an issue with loud noises, right? She's new to the family. I can guarantee you she's going to have issues with the 4th of July stuff because she has some issues with storms.
Gotcha.
Right? So I know that there's a parallel there. But prepare, right? Preparation number one is don't take the dog to it. Look, a couple of years ago, I went to the fireworks right here in town. People are walking in with dogs, and I'm thinking, you're out of your mind. What kind of dork would do this? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, a small percentage of the dogs did not have an issue with it. They all watched the fireworks together, and they may have been worried. I have no idea. Can't get into their head. But I can tell you that most of them were freaking out, and that's because where I was seated, I saw people running out shortly after it started because their dogs are at the end of the leash, freaking out, losing their mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so step one, don't do that. I mean, what?
Yeah.
If you're the guy doing this, think about it.
Like, hey, I saw Angel at the fireworks last week.
Yeah, we just lost the other half
of the
audience.
He's talking about me. Yeah, there's 3 people still watching.
Yeah, only 3. Well, we got somebody. It's probably your wife, my wife.
My mom.
Your mom, yeah. So that's one. 2, if your dog loses its mind, and you've seen this in the past, go talk to your vet right off the bat. Just know it's going to lose its mind again. It doesn't get any better, right? So Go talk to the vet and say, hey, do you have any anxiety meds I can give this dog? If you don't want to do that, you don't want to spend the money, just know that Benadryl, 1 milligram per pound on the dog works wonders. It cuts off the edge, and, those little pink pills are, 25 milligrams a piece.
Gotcha.
You can cut them in half, whatever. You can do that just to do a little bit of medicating. Other tools, thunder shirts. You can put it's really a shirt that goes
like
on
a compression?
really tight. Yep.
Okay.
It works also wonders on a very small percentage of dogs. So something to use as well. Now, having done all that, then the other idea is use your head and say, okay, 4th of July is coming. If I remember correctly, it was kind of loud last year. Okay. So if that is the case, turn on the stereo at home. If you have an outside dog,
drown it out a little bit.
Yes. And by the way, don't put on Van Halen or anything like that. Nice, quiet music.
Little Mozart?
Yeah, look, you don't have to like it. The dog has to like it, right? So do that, but importantly is create an environment in the house that is better than what the dog is used to. So you're going to have some music. If it's an outside dog, bring him inside for the evening. It's not going to be that bad.
Gotcha.
Number one rule, exercise the daylights out of this dog, knowing that sometime when the evening comes, there's going to be fireworks, right?
Loud.
Exercise him, get a lot of energy out of him. Make sure he poops. Even you have to squeeze him. Just do something to poop, okay? A freaked out dog will poop. And if you have him in the house, it's going to be a cleanup, okay? Cleanups are never solids.
That was worth the price of watching this video for sure.
This is bad news, okay? A stressed out dog, it's going to cost you to have to go buy like a hazmat suit or something to pick it up. Don't do it, right?
Gotcha.
Just poop them, do whatever's necessary. Now, it doesn't mean they're not going to poop in their crate house or whatever. It just means the cleanup's going to be a lot easier, right?
Yeah.
If he's crate trained already, then put him in the crate, right? You got music playing, put him in the crate, throw 1 or 2 treats in there. Every now and then, throw a couple more treats. And if you're going to be gone, leave him in the crate. If he is not crate trained, good time to start. You're only, 2 weeks away from.
Yeah.
So good time to start. Go do it. It takes 3-4 days, and they'll be trained.
Gotcha.
So, and by the way, we have a video on how to crate train your dog. So,
yes.
Hey.
And for a small fee, you can get that.
Yeah, very small fee. Let's talk about thunderstorms.
How are they different?
Okay, so the sound, the music that takes place in the background, and I'm not talking, Van Halen or anything like that. I'm talking about what normally takes place in a dog's little head is that it's very similar in that there are fireworks happening. There's thunder happening. Now, the big difference is that a dog that has seen this before and has been exposed to it before has trained themselves to one really important element, and that is that the barometric pressure changes as a result of a storm. It drops.
So fireworks, it's just
now.
They start, happening. Yep. Thunderstorm, they can anticipate the anxiety builds, basically.
Yes, and sometimes 2-3 hours in advance. So you may be sitting around watching a football game and your dog is freaking out already and you're going, what's the matter with him? What's the matter? Take him out. I mean, he's sick. No, he's not sick. He knows there's a storm coming. You wonder who's the top of the food chain when he figured it out and you didn't, right? So the point is, start reacting way before it. Watch the news. This is how we live in this state. It's by watching the weather news, right?
Yeah.
If you know there's a storm coming, just know the barometric pressure is going to change. That's when they start feeling it. That's when they start freaking out.
Gotcha.
That's when you need to start doing the same tricks, by the way. It's the same.
And take the same precautions or whatever. It's just
absolutely
a bigger advanced time period.
Yeah, you have preparation. Talk about huge preparation. The weatherman told you to prepare.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
So start.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the big difference. It's just that they're able to feel it, and as a result of it, they've had a bad experience, and they just go there really quick.
Gotcha. Is there anything you can do? I know you alluded to that at the very beginning. Is there anything you can do is that a personality trait or is that a learned behavior or do you know?
Yes, some of both, okay? If you have a dog that is a little bit unstable, and I'm not talking, aggressive, I'm talking nervy, jumpy, skittish, okay? Typically, they'll have that problem, and that came from birth. That's just a genetic trait.
It's a personality, right?
It's a personality issue. Not a disorder like you and I have, just an issue, okay?
Yeah.
So the point is that what happens over time is that it just gets progressively worse. They just strain themselves to get worse and worse and worse, and it's hard to get over it. Now,
so it's never a good experience, so they just get worse and worse.
And now you can minimize it, you can make it better over time, and what I mean by that is that you can work with the behaviors and say, okay, how do I make this condition better? And we come up typically with homework that says, okay, we're going to stage this,
action steps
to get you there, but it's never fixed because remember, it's a genetic trait. It's something that is inside the dog. Right? Now, the dog that has trained himself to it, a different issue altogether. Just know this dog didn't come out of the womb with this issue. It was caused by something in its life that caused it, right?
Right.
So as a result of it, that is a dog that is a good candidate to undo that damage. And again, it's by little micro steps. Everybody thinks that, take the pill and problem is fixed.
Right.
There's no pill for this. You just know that he got there progressively and we have to get him out of it the same way.